My bees survived the winter. Hey, what's going on, friends? I am happy to report that my bees survived the winter. You know, there's always a bit of uncertainty when winterizing your bees to know if they're going to make it or not. And you can do everything you can to try to mitigate it. You know, mite treatment, make sure they have proper amount of food. But it looks like mine did. So I'm not going to do a full inspection today. I'm just going to jump in and take a look, see how things are going. You'll also notice that I have some black paper around my hive. That was to help a little bit with insulation and wind, and also that darker color helps heat the hive. But now that it's warming up, it's no longer necessary. So I'm going to get suited up and let's take a peek. So the reason I'm not going to do a full inspection is because even though it's like 55 degrees outside, it's still a little chilly to expose the hive to those temperatures. I think they'd be fine if I started inspecting and stuff, but just to be on the safe side, I'm not going to just dig in there and expose everything. I just want to take a peek inside, see how everything's going. And also, I have what is called a pollen patty. Now this is where bees actually get their protein from, is pollen. That's where they harvest pollen. They also, you know, harvest nectar to make honey, but that's a different process. They eat this for protein. So I'm going to stick some of this in the hive to supplement what they're already gathering, which I'm actually surprised to see that they're bringing in pollen. It looks like there's a dead bee right there. That's sad. But if you look on this lady's legs, there you go, that yellow stuff, that's pollen. So they're already bringing in some pollen, so I don't know how much of the pollen I need to supplement them with, but I'll give them some just in case. So yeah, let's take the paper off and take a peek inside. So I took off the outer cover and it looks like there was a little bit of an issue with moisture, which does not look good. Obviously the bees survived, but this is called a quilt board, and this is meant to absorb moisture and help keep the hive dry and warm in the winter time. So I'm going to put this outer cover in the sun and see if I can't at least dry it out for a little bit. There's Dewey. I don't know why he chooses to sit in the snow. Alright, let's take a peek under the quilt board and see what we got going on inside the hive. Alright. Well, I got some bees under there. Man, they're really hanging out on this quilt board. I'm gonna put this in the sun too. I don't want to squish the bees. I want to see what's going on. Poking their heads out, wondering what this foreign stranger is doing. So if you remember last year, I think I made a video about this. I'll have to go back and see. If not, I re-queened my hive because late in the year I noticed that their numbers were down, and so it looked like either the queen died or left, absconded, and so I actually had to re-queen the hive. So again, I was a little nervous going into the winter because there just wasn't that much going on in the hive, but based on what I can see now, it's looking pretty good. Alright, let's lift this inner cover and see what's going on. It's a bunch of bees. There you have it. That's the inside. Looks like population's doing pretty well. I might pull out a frame and take a look. There you go. That's a bunch of honeycomb. I don't know if you can see this, but there's actually some new honey going in there in the top, so they're definitely working. This is awesome. Oh, shoot. So I just wanted to see how the middle of the hive was doing. So I took a frame out of there. But that's capped honey right there. And it looks like, again, I don't know if you can tell, but in some of those combs there is some honey and pollen. Now I don't see brood, so I don't know. Looks like I might have had a little bit of a mite problem. That's heavy. So this actually doesn't look as good as I thought. Bunch of dead bees. This is called chalk brood, meaning that they died. Might have been some mites. Not a ton of, not as many as a failed hive, but I just didn't see any signs of brood, so I want to check that out. A little discouraged with what I saw. The very bottom box, there weren't very many bees in it. So the middle box there were, with some honey, with some pollen, but no sign of any brood or anything. So I'm just gonna have to keep an eye on the numbers, just make sure that they're not going down. I also cleaned out the bottom board, a lot of dead bees there as well. So again, a little concerning. I'll just keep my eye on it if I need to get a new queen. And that's just the way it goes. I want to keep this hive alive. And I also swapped that more populated box that was in the middle to the bottom. And then on this top box, so this one used to be on the bottom there. Now this one is in the middle, and I put the pollen patties in the middle to try to encourage some growth. I'm gonna have to put my gloves on. The bees are getting a little hectic. I think they even came after Dewey because he ran away over there. Anyway, I'm gonna put the hive back together and hope for the best. I know there's some beekeepers on here. Maybe you have some advice, so let me know. And yeah, hopefully this hive survives. The numbers look pretty good for the spring though, so hoping the queen is in there somewhere. I just didn't want to get too disruptive in this vulnerable time. So I'm gonna put this thing back together and call it a day. Well, that's it from the hive. Got it all secured. Now, one thing about bees before I wrap this up is they don't really like things to get switched around on them. So I know I moved that middle box, which used to be the white box on the bottom, was the middle box. Now I moved it down to the bottom, and that middle box is more empty. So the idea behind that was to just kind of to create the bottom box as the brood box. If the queen is still in there, I'm hoping she is. I didn't spend a lot of time looking for her, so right now I'm just hoping she's in there. Then I moved that top box. That'll give them some room to build out some brood and honey. And then that top, it still does have some mostly honey and pollen up there. So we'll see. All you can do is hope and keep watching them. So anyway, that's it for me. Hope you enjoyed some 2021 bee content. So if you like content like this, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button, give it that thumbs up for the like, and comment below, especially if you see anything in there that I might have missed. If you're a beekeeper or know what you're doing, let me know. I'm open to suggestions. Anyway, that's it for me. You know what to do. Have a great week and be kind to everybody. Peace.